the 19th century, when Britain's glitterati were on their grand tour of Europe's most amazing sights, they'd hop from the island of Sicily up the coast to Naples without giving the toe on Italy's boot a second thought. Well, today that boot is kicking back. Welcome to the real Calabria. Calabria is the southernmost region of Italy and has its toes tickled by the nearby island of Sicily. On the west coast you'll find the Tyrrhenian Sea and what's known as the Calabrian Riviera, centred around Tropea. To the east there's the Ionian Sea coast, where there are fewer people but it still has plenty to offer in terms of sights and beaches. Between the coast lie spectacular mountain villages. In fact, over 40% of the province is mountainous. Calabria lies right in the heart of the Mediterranean, so guess what? It's fabulously hot in the summer and mild all winter. If you're planning on visiting the mountain villages though, it's a little bit cooler and fresher there, so you might want to pack a cardi. And getting to Calabria is pretty easy. You can fly daily to Lamezia Airport via Milan or Rome from pretty much anywhere in Britain or Ireland. Budget airlines go direct 4 times per week from Stansted and the trip takes 3 hours. Italy's great tourist destinations need no introduction from me. She's the grand old dame of Europe, and iconic names like Venice, Rome, Florence just roll off the tongue and sound every bit delicious as pizza, pasta and parmesan. And if you're looking for La Dolce Vita, you'll also find it here, in Calabria. And there's a ton of things to see and do in the area. There's history, beaches, festivals, and some of the friendliest people you'll find anywhere in Italy. Mix this with the suave Italian charm we've come to know and love, and you've got all the ingredients for a great getaway. Italy's packed with history. Left over from the Romans and the Byzantines, you'll find the old roads and sculptures, and some incredible buildings. And Calabria itself is one of the oldest regions in the country, and even the name Italy is said to have come from the area, with the people of the south the first to be called Italians. But it was the arrival of the Greeks and Etruscans in the 8th century BC that put this part of Italy on the map and formed what was known as the Magna Graecia, or Great Greece. Very little of the cities founded by the ancient Greeks survived, but their heritage lives on. Museums in the region contain art and sculptures beautiful enough to bring a tear to an eye. The best place to find out more about the Greeks in Calabria is at the area's #1 museum, the Nazionale de Magna Graecia in Reggio di Calabria. It's home to an amazing collection of artifacts, the most famous being the warriors of Riace, 2 fine figures of men found by divers in a shipwreck off the eastern coast in 1972. It's thought the pieces sank when being moved from the famous Temple of Delphi. The experts say that they are perhaps the finest examples of their kind in the world, and who am I to argue? To get the inside track on the real Calabria, I met up with specialist tour guide Laura Micheli. Laura, for visitors coming to the area, what is there to see?
Many things, especially in Tropea. There are very old buildings, because Tropea was the place where very important people, nobles, they came here for a holiday. And so there is the Duomo, there is the church of the island, and around here many important things to see. People can go to Serra San Bruno, where there is a famous convent where the monks live inside. They never go out.
They still live in there?
Yes, and the women cannot go there. The story says that once a woman went and the church and the convent shook it, but we don't know if it is true.
Well, that is. That's the earth moving.
Yeah.
What would you say was the most fantastic thing about this area?
The sea, absolutely. You can have a look of the sea and you think you are in the Caribbean, but you are in Italy, in the south of Italy.
And who's coming here? What nationalities?
Most of them are German people. But now, in the last 2 years, we had a lot of British people. And they are welcome, of course.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that warm welcome extended to another great Italian institution, coffee.
We're talking about the traditions of people. Is the way of life here different to other parts of Italy?
A lot. It's very, very different. Here, people live outside. They meet outside. They eat outside. They come to take cappuccino, like I'm doing now.
We notice everyone's drinking cappuccino, croissants. Is that quite typical of what people would do here every day?
Very typical of this place. Even in winter time, it's so typical to find people outside in winter time because it's not so cold. Every small town has a festival, like Onion Festival in Riccardi, Duja Festival, that is a salami, very, very typical salami in Spillinga, Fish Festival in Nicotera, and Cake Festival.
Do you eat the food at each festival? Like the Fish Festival, you eat the fish, the Onion Festival, you eat the onions?
Yes, especially the fish. For example, in Riccardi, the main course is onion, but we cook no, because we cook onion in so different ways. We make even marmalade with onion, and it's a special kind of onion. It's very sweet.
I'll have the Cake Festival. These guys will have the Onion Festival.
Okay, I think so. It will be very nice.
Yeah.
Agriculture is one of Calabria's biggest employers, so it's no surprise that food and festivals are spoken about with such obvious love. And as holidaymakers and overseas property investors look for new places to explore, long-established Italian destinations like Tuscany had better watch out.
Now, Calabria is the new kid on the block. And get this, Italy is the fourth most visited country in the whole world. That's after Spain, France and the USA. That's about 40 million visitors a year. And you know what, with weather like this and beautiful beaches, I don't think it'll be long before this proud little region is standing on its own 2 feet with its head held high.
The increase in visitor numbers is great news for the Calabrians, who are more used to people leaving. It's been estimated in the past 200 years more than 1 million Calabrians have emigrated, looking for work in countries like the United States, Brazil and even Australia.
Of Italy's 20 regions, Calabria is the poorest. There's very little industry here, so the young people have moved up north to find work. Because they've left, it's unspoilt and inexpensive, and it's that's attracting the foreign visitors to find their own piece of paradise.
Dotted throughout Italy are an estimated 200,000 homes owned by UK residents. At the moment, not too many are in Calabria, but I tracked down one expat who was delighted to open her doors to us. Rosme Meoli Grama married local man Luciano back in 1977 and became the lady of the house, Calabrian style.
Rosme, this building is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Don't see many like this in the UK.
No.
It's so rustic. Is it all yours?
This part is ours, and that part is my brother-in-law's. It was originally all one building. It belonged to Luciano's father and mother and everything. This part was grain and oil and storage place, and then they lived in the top part.
So what made you come here in the first place?
Well, I came on holiday and met my husband, and then sort of we did backwards and forwards for a couple of years, and then I came to live here.
Right. Italian stallion swept you off your feet.
Something like that, yeah.
Not a bad lifestyle, though, living in Italy. In all honesty, I didn't know what to expect from the south of Italy, but the towns have been spectacular, and the beaches, well, they speak for themselves. On the property front, it's an exciting time, and there's a genuine opportunity to get in there early. So, if you would like some more information on Calabria and the chance to live La Dolce Vita, then call 0800 310 1444 from the UK, or 1800 63 50 31 from Ireland. Or if you prefer, you can visit our website, which is overseaspropertytv.com. Well, that's it from me. I'm going to grab another pizza, and I'll see you next time.